Greetings from Fort Worth, Texas, or as they say down in College Station, howdy. My name is Mark Newby. I'm a grad student at Texas A&M University. I'm in the College of Education and Human Development, and I'm majoring in Human Resource Development. And this is kind of accumulation of a lifelong dream of mine to get my degree from Texas A&M. You see, my father was class of 58 at A&M, and he was president of his junior class there. He was over half the Air Force in the Corps as a wing staff commander, and was a captain in the U.S. Air Force in Korea. And I got my undergraduate degree also doing distance learning from Texas A&M Commerce a few years back. But this is different. This is especially special for me. And I'm ironically taking one of my courses in College Station. So I drive to College Station every Tuesday to take one last class in order to graduate in May of 18. So I'm happy about that. Before I get into too much more, let me say this. I've been extremely impressed with every aspect of the graduate program at Texas A&M in the College of Education and Human Development and in the Department of Human Resource Development. The professors have been excellent. The communication's good. The online course structure is great. And of course, just doing online or distance learning now, you know, we do discussion forums, we do portfolios. It's kind of a final paper. And we do several other things that, especially teamwork, working constantly with other grad students on projects has been extremely rewarding. It's been excellent. A little bit about myself. I'm a small business owner in Fort Worth. We've built 25 subdivisions. We develop property, we build homes, and we built 600 homes around Fort Worth, done 25 subdivisions. Of course, there's lots of ups and downs in real estate, and we've been through all of that. But things are busy again, so I'm anxious to get finished up strong. I got a 3.7 average, which I'm proud of. I've worked for, you know, I've earned it. And one of the first courses, what I've done here briefly is as you navigate my page, my portfolio page, you'll see I've broken up the courses into 3 groups that I feel like, you know, kind of define them. When you think about a portfolio in its truest sense, you know, it's like an artist who brings a big folder, or somebody that's a designer, maybe, whether it's homes or fashion design or something like that, to show their product. And that's kind of what we do here. One of the real questions in one of the classes was, you know, what do you think about using portfolios as a judge of people's, you know, higher education? And that's exactly what we're doing here. So I've done that, I think, in 3 classes now. And then I've got this video that I'm doing here. So I want to touch base very briefly on some of these. Most of my work is loaded under courses. If you look under my course study link, you'll find that. One of the first courses that I took, I met Dr. Dooley. We had some common ground when I went down for orientation in 2016. So I took the summer classes, I took a leadership course that he gave. And we had, you know, a friendly interaction or two, but I realized I had to kind of step up my game. You know, I'm no scholar, but I've done scholarly work now. You know, I'm not especially disciplined reader, but, you know, I've been disciplined in reading the information that I needed to read. So if I wander a little bit, that's why they call this a reflections video. I'm just reflecting. But I'm going to touch real briefly. In the first group I call Pillars, we talked about 603, which was a leadership class. It was something I enjoyed. 612 is the class that I'm taking now, Training and Development. We're actually putting together a training program like we would we're training the trainers just like we would for a company or a corporation. We're developing training methods to do that. The third class in that group is 613, or Career Development, which always interests me. You know, I like to see people succeed. I like to empower people. I like to see ambitious people do well. And, looking at the theories behind career development, doing peer coaching, working again in teams was really cool. Also in theoretical foundations, like if we went in cold turkey into a small bank that only had maybe 5 or 6 branches, how would we set up the HR program? What training would we need to, facilitate not just the human resource management side, but develop human resource going into that, format, going into that setting. I have 3 courses that I consider research courses. One was statistics. Nobody really looks forward to that class, but I dialed into that and I studied the formulas until I could get it, and I think I did very well in that course. Also, 627 is a research and development course. I did that initially too, a 10-week class with Dr. Dahani, and it took about halfway through the course for me to really feel comfortable with all of the lingo and the stuff that's involved. Research is a little bit different animal. Evaluation methods was really neat. We did a study with Houston Baptist University where you gather this information with your teammates and you put it together in a summary and present it back to the organization. I did that in one of my other courses. 5 courses I consider, kind of specialty courses. One of those basically was all teamwork. It was all organizational development. Some of the best work that I did, period, in all of my studies. We worked with a big company in Dubai. We put together a plan with my team. Here's some of the stuff we did. We did background information on this global aerospace logistics. We documented our discoveries. We summarized our findings and analysis, and we made recommendations back to GAL as far as the organizational development, what might fine-tune this stuff. In another course, we actually did it was strategic planning 614. We went to USAA and said, what makes you guys successful? What are the moving parts that we can identify? How does college recruiting help? How does your intern program help? That kind of stuff. I took 2 courses that were very similar, 630 and 631. One of them was an elective that focused on adult education and adult learning from a global perspective, from a historical perspective. Like Andrew Carnegie was involved as a philanthropist, moving adult education back into the masses and making it popular, and paying for it mainly. The textbooks were especially well written in those 2 classes. I think I enjoyed the textbooks in those courses more than anything else. And then change theory also was a great class because we must change. We have to constantly adapt and evolve. And we looked at a book that was written in 2001 where a gentleman classified 11 companies as great companies. And 15 years later here, we're analyzing, okay, we took 4 companies, which 2 did really well and which 2 are not doing well. And we looked at the factors that led to their success or factors that led to their failure. What changes happen inside the company or outside the company that would affect that. So that's kind of a brief synopsis of my courses. Let me say this, going back down to College Station every Tuesday has had me re-engage with the memories that I had before of walking from Northgate over to my class, being in small class settings with really intelligent people, extremely good instructors. Everything about this has been fantastic to me, and I'm looking forward to getting my Aggie ring next week and getting my diploma on May 11th in about a month. So God bless you, and thank you very much for listening to my portfolio speech. I reflected a little bit, but that's why they call it reflections.